What is up, everybody? I think we are live for the second time actually because my internet went down. I think we were live for like 20 minutes and then my internet went down, but I think this video will be a short video in any case. So I'll just go over it all again. Basically, we are going to be vibe coding on my Steam Deck until we make $1 million. This image was also vibe coded, and that's why coding is spelled wrong with 2 Ds, which is not correct. I did, however, make a new one, so we got a new one right now. But yeah, let's get going. So this video series is heavily inspired by 2 guys I found on YouTube. I've actually never watched any of their videos, but I just saw them today, and every day they are vibe coding until they make a certain amount of money. The one guy has been going for like 7 months already, and the other guy also just started. I just looked up their channels in the previous video, then I forgot the names already. It's Bridge Mind and Nico G, which is currently live as well, as you can see here. This is the one guy, and the other guy is Bridge Mind. There you go, Bridge Mind. So both these guys are doing the exact same thing, but without the Steam Deck part. So every day they basically start a stream and they just vibe code, type some prompts to some AI agents, and then make a bunch of applications and websites and apps and stuff with the goal of making a certain amount of money. And we're going to be doing the exact same thing as well. So let's get going. Also, obviously, I haven't been on YouTube for a very long time. So those who are just joining here, obviously, I look different, I sound different, but I still have an Afrikaans accent, as you can see. So I am from South Africa. Let's fill in the soul.md file. I am from South Africa. The reason why we are typing this into a soul.md file is because eventually we might start and actually train an AI to be me, like a Hermes AI. And we're basically going to be training him to be me so that I can delegate tasks to myself, and then that AI will delegate the tasks to sub-agents. So in the future we might start experimenting with something like that, because I saw in the latest video from the Bridgman guy, he spoke about something about doing that. So that sounded quite interesting, and I think we might do the same thing as well. Also, I'm obviously using a Steam Deck, but I do actually have 3 monitors plugged into it, as well as a keyboard, a mouse, webcam, a headset. So even though it's a Steam Deck, I'm not actually using it much as a Steam Deck. I've had the Steam Deck for like 3-4 years now. 3 years? Yeah, 3 years. But I've actually never used it as an actual Steam Deck. I just always use it plugged in as like a normal computer, as you can see from here. Okay. Let's start off by going through the soul file. So I'm from South Africa. My name is Sean Razelt, and I'm currently 28 years old. That's it. Thank you. Bye. No, I'm kidding. So there's lots more stuff. In short, I have been coding a very long time, and just recently started vibe coding. I don't just vibe code, but for this video series, I'm just going to be vibe coding. And I've been programming since I was 9 years old, which is in 2007. I started programming using C# actually. So my older brother, he was working as a C# programmer, and then he gave me a copy of Visual Studio 2005 and also Windows 7. And that's when I started programming, basically by learning from him. And this was using Visual Studio 2005, and I was building applications using Windows Forms. I had no idea what I was doing, like absolutely no idea. But I was able to copy and paste code and place random components onto the form and see what happens. Basically, I had lots of ideas, lots of games and apps I wanted to make. But yeah, I just had no idea what the hell I was doing. But I was very much intrigued, and that's also when I decided that I want to become a programmer. And since then, eventually I ended up becoming a programmer, as you can see. So this was C# using WinForms back in the day. Okay, so I played with this for about a year or two, where I just built random applications in Windows Forms or WinForms. Nothing special. Like I don't even remember. Like I actually built my first color picker in that, which is an app I made. We'll get to the app section pretty soon, but I made a color picker which has now become part of a global app called Result Developer Tools. But we'll get to that later. Yeah, just a bunch of random applications that are basically built here. But I did that for like a year or two, and then I left coding. And then fast forward to I think 2012 or 13, somewhere around here basically. I'm just going to say 2012 is when I started programming again using HTML. So basically what happened was I was playing a game. Everyone in South Africa knows this game called Moonbase who lived in this era. So there was a social network called Mixit back in the day, and on Mixit you had like chat rooms and private messages as well, but you could also actually publish games and applications on Mixit. Now those were text-based games and applications, but you could actually publish like full-blown applications on it. And one of the applications or games was called Moonbase, and Moonbase was super fun. Maybe I can find a photo of it. Moonbase Mixit game. I'm just googling it here. I say Google, but I'm actually using Bing. Just because of the Microsoft rewards points. Okay, I'm just looking for some screenshots here. Old school Mixit. I can see it here. Okay, I'm bringing it up so that you guys can see here. So this is not Moonbase, but I will scroll down here. This is Mixit. So this is how Mixit used to look. As you can see here, yeah, Joe Banker, oh yes. And so basically one of these chats here could be a game called Moonbase. But I want to find the actual game now. It's been so many years that I don't think we'll find much. Okay, so eventually Moonbase actually released a Facebook version, and this ended up being the Facebook version of it. But I want to find the actual Mixit version just to show kind of what I was building. Here we go. Okay, this is basically how Moonbase looked back in the day. It was a game, you had bases and you could like upgrade resources and make buildings and build war room weapons and vehicles to go attack other people. And yeah, basically that was the game. So this was my favorite game back in the day. And then the game shut down and I had no game to play, essentially. So I basically started learning HTML with the goal to recreate Moonbase, and that's where it all started. And then that eventually evolved into myself around 2014. I started learning CSS to obviously style it. I also actually started doing some basic JavaScript around here. And then fast forward to 2015, I got my first job as a programmer working with Ruby. I was actually doing Ruby on Rails back in the day. I was also doing lots of CSS and JavaScript as well. Then fast forward to 2016, I got a job as a WordPress developer. So I was doing WordPress there. I was also obviously still doing HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And then during this time, I also started building or maintaining an application they had that was built in Delphi. So I was also doing some Delphi there. This was a library POS system built in Delphi that I was maintaining. Fast forward to 2017 or 2018, maybe 2018. I started working as a PHP web developer, so I was doing PHP. I was specifically making themes and plugins and stuff in WordPress actually. Oh, I need to get back here. This is also where I started learning databases. So databases actually I learned databases way earlier, but this is when I have to fix this. Hold on. I started learning databases. I forgot Delphi even. Sorry, I started learning Delphi also in 2014. So Delphi, and then this was even sooner, man. This can't be 2014. This must be 2013. Yeah, and then maybe 2012 even. I might have the years all wrong here. But then soon after 2014, I started doing databases. No, it can't be, man. I did databases in 2013 already. I think it might be like this. Yeah. Databases. Back then it was Microsoft Access still. So yeah, I was doing PHP and MySQL. Fast forward, I'm gonna go quickly here. Fast forward to 2019, I started working for a different company, doing Delphi, Firebird, Postgres, HTML, CSS, lots of stuff, CSS, JavaScript, did some C# for them. I'm still working for them today as well. Eventually we're doing React now, and many stuff basically I'm doing for them. And that's basically my background in programming. And fast forward to 2026, and now it's vibe coding, which is the whole goal of this video. So every day I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be experimenting with random AI and tools and new things launching nowadays, because it feels like every week or second week or third week there's a new AI, a new model, some new technique, and I just want to stay ahead of it and play with it and make some cool stuff. And that's the goal here, to just build random applications, and maybe we'll make some money while building them. I see we do have one viewer as well. I don't know if it's myself or if it's someone else, because I'm also watching the stream. I don't know if it will count myself as a viewer. If you are viewing this video, how's the video quality and the audio quality? Because YouTube is warning me that I'm streaming in a low bitrate. So it's possible that the quality might not be great. It's recommending that I stream in 23,000 bitrate, kilobits per second bitrate, but I'm streaming in 9,000. So I'm apparently just way too low. I see also that there are dropped frames. Discord is telling me that I'm dropping frames. So maybe it's bad, I don't know. It says I've dropped 200 frames already, which doesn't sound like too much, to be honest, if I'm quite honest here. Okay, let's fast forward and we'll make a new file here. We call it tools.md. This video won't be too long. The first video is just going to be me introducing myself, explaining what the goal is, what apps we're going to be making, and things like that. And then from tomorrow, we're actually going to be building applications. Okay, what tools am I currently using? So I'm currently using Visual Studio Code. And within Visual Studio Code, as well as in GitHub itself, I'm also using GitHub Copilot. Okay, and then I'm also using Microsoft Copilot. So currently I'm basically just using these three tools, but I do plan to use other ones in the future. So you'll see here we have a goals as well. So the goals eventually is to actually get a Claude Code subscription, as well as an OpenAI Codex subscription, because I really want to play with those as well. So the plan is to eventually work towards making enough money to get these ones. And that's when the fun will start, I think. Okay, and then on the thumbnail, you guys might have seen that it says here ARR 2,100, but it's negative. So I've already spent some money, so we're actually starting off in the negative revenue here. And ARR stands for annual revenue something. I don't even know what it stands for, but I saw it in one of the other guys' videos, titles. I did Google it, but I forgot what it stands for now. ARR. Let me just see if I can see. Annual recurring revenue. So that's what it stands for. And currently we are in the negative 2,100. So let's go to ARR. This is what I've spent my money on currently. So initially I bought an annual subscription for GitHub Copilot Pro, which was $100. And then I quickly realized that the Pro subscription tier is not high enough for me. I very quickly ran out of premium requests. So the way GitHub Copilot works is you actually have premium requests that you can do per month. So every prompt that you do is a request. And I very quickly ran out of requests using this one. So then I upgraded it to GitHub Copilot Pro Plus, and that was $365 for the annual tier. And then I'm also paying $120 annually for the Microsoft 365 subscription. And the reason why I have this is to basically get access to better models in Microsoft Copilot. also to get access to OneDrive, because I might not always immediately commit my code to GitHub. Also, the plan is to, whatever I'm building, I'm going to be releasing the source code on GitHub, because the idea is to build in public. And to build in public, I have to obviously record myself, but also put the source code on GitHub. So, but the thing is, I might not always immediately put the source code on GitHub, because while I'm building it, I might just like build it a bit before I put it onto GitHub. Also, I might be working on like a big feature, so working on a feature for a few days before I actually commit it. And maybe my Steam Deck breaks or something happens and I lose the files. I want to have a place to actually back up those files, and that's where this subscription also comes in handy, because it comes with a terabyte of OneDrive storage. So that's also why I do have this, is for basically OneDrive essentially. And then I think you also get access to more like image generation with this, and obviously you also get the Word, the Excel, the PowerPoint, those old school stuff, you know. Then also, I must say, if my stream does go off again, then either I don't have power because I live in South Africa, or my internet went down because I have crappy internet and I live in South Africa again. It could also be that the Steam Deck might overheat, and then the stream will obviously also go down. So if I just end, sadly that's the reason why. I do plan on trying to improve the internet over the next few days. So we are using mobile internet. We are mostly on 2G and 3G, but sometimes it goes to 4G. The thing is that the tower is not too far from here, but there's a bunch of trees blocking it. So the plan is to then cut down the trees to get a better straight line to the tower. Also, I'm currently actually going through 3 routers to get to my computer. So the plan is to change the Ethernet and take it to a more direct route to the actual main router. I also don't remember if I said, but even though I'm using the Steam Deck, I do actually have 3 monitors plugged into the Steam Deck, as well as a webcam, a keyboard, a mouse, as well as a headset. So to use it like a normal computer, essentially. Okay, going forward, then I'm paying 877 Rand that I've paid so far for the crappy internet, as well as the hosting and the domains for the things we're going to be building. And then I've paid $600 so far to publish 6 apps or games on Steam. Obviously, we haven't published anything yet, but it's $100 for every one that you plan to publish. So I've paid to have 6 ones published already, which we will publish soon. And then I've paid $25 to get Google Play Store developer account set up. So that's ready to also now start publishing apps and games onto it. And then I also paid $19 to publish onto the Microsoft Store. So they actually just changed this. Now it's actually free, but I bought this before it went free. So I paid $19 for it, but I think starting June or something, it's going to be completely free. It's already free for some countries, but South Africa, I think, is going to be free from next month, if I'm not mistaken. But in any case, we got it now. And that's how we landed with minus or negative 2,100 ARR to basically start off with, which is not too bad, to be honest. So we'll get this into the positive eventually. And if we go back to goals, the first goal will actually be to go positive ARR. I think that's the first goal. And then I think I want to get the OpenAI Codex subscription before I get the Claude Code one. I can't tell you why. I just kind of prefer OpenAI. In the GitHub Copilot, I do have access to a bunch of models already, like you can see here. So I do have Claude already. I have Gemini, I have OpenAI's GPT models, as well as Grok, and whatever is Raptor Mini I have as well. I don't know if you can see Raptor Mini on the stream, because I think my camera is in the way. Let's see if I can change that. But you can see here I do have Claude, Gemini, GPT, Grok, and Raptor Mini. I'm going to put the camera back here. So I have played with a bunch of these models already, but I don't know why, but I do prefer the GPT models more. But also GPT is way less expensive. So for Claude Opus 4.7, it's 15 times request multiplier. So the way GitHub Copilot works is you basically pay per request, and so every request I make with Opus 4.6 is basically, it costs me 15 requests essentially. So with the GPT 5.4 model as an example, one prompt is one request. But if I did one prompt with 4.7, it's taking 15 requests. So it's very expensive. And for the price that I have to pay to use it, it's not worth it for me, to be honest. Like I feel like with the same amount of prompts, if I had to do 15 prompts with GPT 5.4, I can get way further. So that's why I don't really like Claude. But we're definitely going to get it. We're definitely going to get it in the future and play with it. Okay, let's actually go back to our apps section now. So what apps are we going to be building? The first one we have built already is Result Developer Tools. So this is an app I started building very long ago. I think I started in 2013 by building it. Maybe I can quickly show it here actually. I will run my Result Developer Tools app. And then from tomorrow, we're going to be building actual applications and vibe coding. Today is just a like introduction and seeing if the setup works, if my computer doesn't overheat and all that. So here is my Result Developer Tools app. I'm going to bring it over here. This is an app I started building in 2013. It started off as just being a color picker. As simple as that, just a color picker. Although it looked way different back then. Let's see if I can quickly show a photo of how it used to look, because it looked way different, way different. And then slowly over the years, I've been improving it. I can actually go to settings and then go to change log. And then this is not what I wanted. I wanted this link here. There we go. Okay. So here you can actually see how the first version looked way back in 2013. So it started off as just being a simple color picker, as you can see. And then slowly it evolved into something different, and then it evolved again. And then slowly over the years, I just improved the app. And then eventually, if you fast forward, I started expanding it to include more tools. And that's basically where we are today. I haven't made a release in quite a long time. I haven't changed anything in the application for like, I think 2 or 3 years. And so we will be improving it pretty soon. Nothing in this app is vibe coded. This was made before coding and vibe coding was a thing, before AI was really a thing as well. So nothing in here is AI generated or vibe coded. But going forward, I think it's most likely going to be vibe coded. Now, I've already released this app as completely free. Now, I do want to start making money with it. I don't know how yet. I have a belief that things should be free and open source and available. But the thing is, I also need to make money to make a living. So I'm a bit in a conflict here, because I want to keep it free, but I also want to make money. So I'm not sure what to do here. I might keep it free, but I might add more stuff and charge money. I don't know exactly yet. I have a question here from Inio. Is that how you say it? Hey man, just joined the stream. What are you building? Perfect question. So let's then carry on here. So we're going to be building a bunch of random applications. Inio. Is that how you say your name? Is it Inio? We are going to be building a bunch of random applications, and hopefully one of them makes us money, or maybe hopefully all of them makes us money. So let's just add some bullet points and stuff here. We'll add some categories, apps, games, and then also websites, I think. So for applications, we already have Result Developer Tools. Currently this one is free, so I'll just say here free for now, possibly. And then I have a plan to build a QR code generator, which I have started building already. This one will be a monthly subscription, but it will also be a once-off fee or an annual subscription for it. So this one will be monthly subscription as well as annual. How do you say it? A month/annual subscription. It might also be a once-off fee. Now I could maybe show that as well, because I have started building it already. it's not fully vibe coded. I did start building this before as well, but all of the latest code on it is fully vibe coded, and going forward is also going to be vibe coded. You'll see this app also looks very, very similar to my result developer tools because it was inspired by it. And I also built like a mini framework for like routing and navigation in this developer tools app. And then what I learned from that, I also built a similar framework for this QR code generator, which I will quickly bring up here. This is already live on my website, although it's a very old version. I have made lots of improvements to it, but this is basically it. So the idea is to have the best QR code generator on the internet that even exists, and then obviously charge money for it. There will be a free tier as well. Actually, I will need to say here free tier with actually I need to better organize this. I will do this free tier with limited features. Then there will also be a monthly subscription, if I can spell that correctly, an annual subscription. I don't know how to spell this. Is this correct? It doesn't feel correct. I just need to Google this here quickly. Annual, yes, 2 N's. And then there's also going to be a once-off fee, I think. Okay. Just need to organize this a bit better quickly. Perfect. Okay, so to go back to the QR code generator, the plan here is to build the best one that we can build. We already have like URL, website, plain text, email, phone. It does still need some better organization here and improvements. But let's show one. Like let's show the URL one. So I've actually built my own QR code generator library as well. That's not published yet. This version also is not using that. I'm using someone else's QR code generator, but I do have a newer version that changes lots of things in here already. Okay, so you basically add a website. It gives you a QR code. You can choose the export size. You can download PNG, SVG. You can then style it. I'm not going to show these drop downs because I've completely changed them already. Actually, let me go see if I can show you the current one. That might be better. Actually no, because my power might go off, my electricity or my internet, so I'm gonna move on for now. We'll get back to it tomorrow. So anyhow, today I'm not actually building anything. Today I'm just explaining what the plan is to build, but from tomorrow I'm gonna be actually coding and building things. There's a comment again from Inio. Isn't that there are many QR code generators already in the market? What would differentiate yours, like styling and stuff? Great question. Okay, so I took a look at a bunch of different QR code generators, and many of them were quite great. The best one I found was QR Code Monkey, I think. So basically the plan is to have exactly what they have, but way more. So as an example, my QR code will be way more customizable. You can also have custom frames on it. So like as an example, well, I have pre-made frames as well, but you can actually upload or build your own custom frame. So I have like a GUI editor where you can exactly design your frame and then place where you want the QR code to be. You can also have the QR code be within a shape, like you can have a heart shaped QR code as an example, and many things like that. So the plan is to offer everything that the top 5 QR code generators are offering plus more, and that's basically the idea there, just to have overall the best QR code generator on the market. And the reason why I actually started building this is because my wife is a graphic designer as well as a web designer, and she's currently paying for a QR code generator. And I don't want us to keep paying someone else for a QR code generator when I can just make one myself, if that makes sense. So the plan is to eventually replace the one she is using with mine, if that makes sense. Okay, so then the next app is going to be a business card generator. And this is kind of the same reason, just as how she is currently using someone else's QR code generator. She is currently making business cards herself. but it would be much easier if she had a business card generator. So that's the idea, to make a business card generator. Now I found a company, I forgot the name, Brand Aware, I think, and they have an amazing business card generator. Now it's going to be pretty hard to actually beat them, to be honest, but we are going to attempt to basically beat them and have the best business card generator as well. Okay, this will be similar. It's going to have a free tier, monthly, annually, and once off as well. Not much to say here. I haven't done much with the business card generator. I have started building something already. I can maybe show it quickly as well. I think Inio is saying here in the comments, I think it is a good idea to add analytics in a QR code. You are correct. Yes, I'm definitely going to be adding analytics in it as well. You'll see here, I did close it now, didn't I? Yeah, I think I closed it, but I do have plans to definitely add in analytics. So once you pay for a subscription, you'll basically have like a different UI, and somewhere there you can then manage your analytics and see how many people have clicked on it, where those people are from, and things like that. That's the plan with that. Haven't built that yet, but that is the plan. Then for the business card generator, this I have started building. This is fully vibe coded right now, and it's terrible. So lots of work to do here to make it better and make this the best business card generator on the internet. Next up, as you can see in here, I don't know when you joined, but I am using the Steam Deck, which is running SteamOS, which is Linux. And on Linux, there is not a single good calculator. I know, right? You would think that there would at least be a good calculator, but no, there's no good calculator on Linux. The best one I found was KCalc, which is made by the KDE team. And this one is okay. It's not great. It doesn't look great. It looks old. It looks 10 years old at least. This UI was most likely designed 10 years ago, to be honest. It's not bad. It does the job, but I really miss the Windows calculator. Now, I haven't used Windows in a very long time, but the Windows calculator is amazing. Much better than any other calculator I've found on Linux. So the goal I have is to then recreate the Windows calculator, but have it as cross-platform and also way better than the Windows calculator. So the plan here again is to make the best calculator on Linux. Calculator. Now, this I think I'll most likely end up calling result calculator as well. I have begun building this as well. I'm quite far already on this. This is partly vibe coded, partly not vibe coded. Mostly vibe coded as of recent. This one is difficult because who wants to pay for a calculator, right? It's just a calculator. So I will definitely need to have some kind of free tier. I might end up making it free on Linux and then also free as a website, because this calculator is going to be cross-platform. So it's going to work on Windows, Android, Linux, macOS, iOS, web, wherever you want to run it, it's going to run everywhere. That's the plan of this one, because obviously the Windows one is only Windows. So if I understand, I'm reading Inio's comment here. So if I understand it correctly, your mindset is to modernize fundamental tools and package them in a smart way. Basically exactly what you are saying there, yes. So there's a bunch of existing applications already that either myself or my wife or some friends are using, and those are not perfect. I want to make the perfect version of that. That's essentially the plan. I do have plans to also build a bunch of other SaaS businesses, but I want to start off with something simple. I am quite new to vibe coding and agentic coding, so I'm still learning as well. And I think the best way to get my feet wet is by making tools, essentially tools and basic applications and games, and then slowly we'll move into more complex things like full SaaS businesses maybe. So we'll see where it goes. I'm very much open to take ideas from the community and build what people want to see being built as well. So it's not necessarily that I might write a bunch of applications here and we might end up not building any of them even, because maybe someone in the comments gives me a better idea as an example. Okay, so for the calculator, this one might be free on Linux via FlatHub. It might also be free as a website. So this one is also already live, but again, it's also an old version that's live. Actually, I think I might have published a newer version earlier today. I think I will quickly check and make sure. Trying to find my correct browser here. Even if it is an old browser, an old version, it's just a calculator, so you'll see everything immediately. Okay, so the version that's currently live is broken, it seems like, so I can't actually show it, unfortunately. But maybe I can show it in Visual Studio Code, because I have that open as well. Okay, perfect. So here's Visual Studio Code, and here you can see my calculator. So yeah, that's basically it. So as you can see, it looks very similar to the Windows calculator, because that's the idea. It's supposed to be a better version of the Windows calculator. So right now I've been building it. I have lots of things in here: calculator, different converters. Every converter, if you are on a big screen, or then there will actually be like a history and memory attached to it. Every one of these ones here have a history and memory attached to it already. And then if you're on a small screen, you can click on a button to basically see the memory. And then what sets it apart as well is the themes. So if you go to settings, you'll see we have a bunch of different themes here. Lots of different themes actually. I need to make this slightly smaller. So I'll zoom out a bit here. So you'll see I've built a bunch of different themes for it, like a dark theme, light theme, silver, aurora. So terminal is quite cool. So terminal is actually my favorite theme, as you can see. Quite a cool theme. And then, yeah, a bunch of the different themes. I spent the whole day building a unicorn theme. So it's still a work in progress, but this is currently the unicorn theme as an example. I'm going to go back to my favorite theme, which is the terminal. And then we also have multi-language support. So you'll see language. And I have basically been translating this into many, many languages. I think we have 103 different languages here, as you can see. So you can actually even go and choose Klingon as an example. Oh, it's broken. Okay, so Klingon used to work, but it looks like it's broken now. That's unfortunate. But I can choose as an example pirate is a language as well. And you'll see it's basically in pirate now. In pirate English. As you can see. They can. Obviously I have a bunch of fun languages in here, but it also has any other language you can think of. Like if you want to see German, why don't we have German? That doesn't make sense. What? We had German. Do we have Dutch? Ah, okay, I know what happened. So the first languages I added was Dutch and German, and then I moved over to a different location for my languages. So I think the first few languages I might not have moved over. So I'll need to add that back again as well. That's basically the idea, building the best calculator that I can build for Linux. Okay, going back to my thing here, free as a website, and then I think I might charge money for it. I'm also going to be putting this onto Steam, because obviously I'm using the Steam Deck. So you're asking if it has Greek. I will show you. If I come back here, I will just refresh, choose my theme as terminal, and then language Greek. And there we go. There's Greek. Ta-da! Are you Greek, Inio? Is that why you are asking? Okay, so I might charge money for it, because obviously I'm using Steam, and I want the calculator to just be able to work on my Steam Deck's gaming mode. So it's going to be a once-off fee on Steam, I think is the plan. Because I don't want to really charge money for a calculator, but it costs money to publish on Steam. So I think it makes sense to also ask money for it on Steam then, in that case. Just want to catch up on the comments here. Sounds wise. Okay, cool idea. Greek. Haha, nice. Yes, I'm Greek. Very cool, Inyo. Okay, so we got a calculator. Then the next app we're going to be making is a invoice maker or invoice generator. Again, it's the same concept. We're going to be building the best invoice generator on the internet. That's the plan. It's going to be working similar to the QR code and the business one, where it's going to be fully customizable. So I will have a bunch of pre-made templates that people can choose from. But if someone wants to, they'll have a GUI where they can then modify the templates and move things around, add their own logos and whatever they want to do, they'll be able to actually change it and modify the template or make their own templates. That's the plan, at least. I haven't done anything regarding the invoice maker just yet, or invoice generator, so this has nothing. I did try to vibe code it initially. This was actually one of the first things I tried to vibe code, and it completely failed. But this was a long time ago. This was before GPT-5 was even a thing, so very long time ago. I think if I try it again now, we'll succeed, essentially. Anyhow, how is the streaming quality and the audio? Because YouTube is warning me that my bitrate is quite low, and if I check if I check OBS Studio, it says I've dropped a few frames as well. So Inyo is saying this can act as programmatic SEO for your future SaaS products. Yeah, you are correct. Programmatic. Wait, I need to make sure about that word. Programmatic. Well, the description it says here doesn't make sense. This thing says here a programmatic approach to change. What exactly do you mean by that? But I think what you mean is that this is kind of like a stepping stone to future products, and it will also help by like advertising almost for the future products, if that makes sense. Am I understanding that correctly, Inyo? My previous message was not sent. What was your previous message? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. That reminds me of the meme. There's like a oh shit meme. Don't know if you guys have seen it. Like a little girl repeating what her dad is saying. Oh shit. Oh shit, girl. I think it's this one. It's so funny.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so the dad says oh shit, and then the little girl repeats and says the same thing as well. Okay, so we got the invoice generator. Then the next app we're going to be building is an app called Delphi Turtle. So Delphi is kind of like my first love when it comes to programming. I really like the language, although Delphi is terrible when it comes to AI, so I don't really use AI with Delphi. But I would love to make like an app where you can learn Delphi programming. So what I've done already is I've built my own. So Python has a library called Turtle, and Turtle is a library used to move objects or lines on a screen, essentially. It's like a graphics library. You can even make games in it. So I've ported that entire Python library over to Delphi, and then I've used that library to build a programming learning app. Essentially, I might be able to show it as well. Let me just open up a different Steam quickly, then I can show it. I have a working version already. It's not published yet, but I'm very close to having a version ready for this. This is also not really vibe coded. There is AI code in it, but it's mostly just myself coding it. I can close my developer tools, and then I can open up my Delphi Turtle app. Oh, my Steam is still launching. While that's busy launching, I will continue. So Delphi Turtle, that's going to be a once-off fee. I think I'll only be releasing this on Steam for now. I would love to have it also available as a website, but the thing is I built it in Delphi, and it's quite a bit of effort to then make it available as a website. Maybe I end up porting it over to a different language or framework in the future. I don't know. But even though it says Delphi, right, the plan is to also have this available for other languages in the future. This could easily be rebranded and changed for other languages. Like I could make one for Python. I could make one for JavaScript, or whatever I want to make one for. I think I should be able to easily, with AI and vibe coding, rebrand this and make it for a different language. So even though it's a Delphi learning application, it could be used for other programming languages. But at the same time, I don't think in the future that many people will actually be learning programming. I think new developers will just come along and use AI essentially. So I don't know how useful this will be in the future, to be honest, but we'll see where it goes. Does Steam Deck works with Electron apps? Yes, Steam Deck does work with Electron apps. Do you remember my calculator? So you'll see here if another issue. So Steam Deck and SteamOS has a bug where sometimes if I open up or too many windows or do too many things on it, then my KDE Plasma crashes and doesn't work great. So you can see here earlier I even asked it, the AI in VS Code, if it can restart my KDE Plasma, because it did the same thing as well. But then it actually just didn't do anything at all. Like you can see here, it just didn't do anything. Don't know why, it just didn't do it. So I actually restarted my computer and that fixed it. I'm not going to restart my computer now. But yes, Electron apps does work on the Steam Deck. It's just normal Linux. So Steam Deck, when you start the Steam Deck, it actually starts up in like a gaming mode. But in the gaming mode, you can switch to the desktop mode. And I'm currently using the desktop mode. And in here, it's just normal Linux. So it's running SteamOS, but it's based on Arch Linux. Maybe I can use the runner to open up my Electron app. I forgot the shortcut key. There we go. No, that's the wrong one. There's a shortcut key to open up like a runner application, which you can use to then launch other applications. There we go. What's this? What did I press? I pressed something. There we go. So I can search here for calculator. Oh, it's just buggy as hell. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Calculator. Well, it doesn't work because my KDE Plasma is broken. I can't show you the calculator, but the calculator is already packaged as an Electron app. So it already runs and works as an exe for Windows as well as a FlatHub or Flatpak app for Linux. So yes, it does work, and that's actually how I'm going to be building and publishing most of these applications. So QR code generator, business card generator, calculator, invoice generator, all 4 of these ones are going to be web apps packaged as Electron apps essentially. So yes, it does work. Okay, then fast forward. What other apps are we going to be making? Now I need to think. I had quite a few that I wanted to make. Oh yes, so I'm going to be making a learning language app, like a physical speaking language app. I'm starting it by making a Learn Afrikaans app because I am Afrikaans, as you can hear from my accent as well. I actually made a Learn Afrikaans app already, many years ago. Someone in the previous stream asked it actually. It was an Ezio, when it was a Isaac, who asked about my Learn Afrikaans videos and app that I had. So many years ago, I made this app. I will show it. So it's not just KDE Plasma that breaks. It's also applications that I open that breaks. It's so terrible. Let's see if I can close some applications. There we go. Okay. So this is the application that I made many years ago to learn Afrikaans. You can see it's terrible. It was built using Delphi. I think it was built using Delphi FireMonkey when it just came out. Essentially, you just did lessons in Afrikaans. And I had voice recorded so you could actually hear me speak Afrikaans. And there was also videos that I made. Here you can see some videos. Those videos are actually still available on YouTube to this day. They were made more than 10 years ago, so it's a very long time. And yes, so the plan is to actually rebuild this app, but make it way better. Because currently it's crap. You can still find this online. I actually found this version here on this website, Softpedia. So if you look online, you might still find it. But yeah, it's terrible. I would not recommend using it. So we are going to be rebuilding that as a brand new application, much better and fully. And the idea is to have someone be able to use the app and actually be able to go ahead and speak to people in Afrikaans. Now I say Afrikaans, but this can easily be adapted to other languages once it's done, such as German, Dutch, whatever. There's lots of languages that we can easily adapt this to. So even though I'm building one app, It's actually many apps that I'm busy building here at the same time. Okay, Inio is asking, are you based in the Netherlands? No, so I'm based in South Africa, and that's also why we speak Afrikaans. Afrikaans is based on Dutch, because the Dutch people like colonized and invaded South Africa, and then many people in South Africa are descendants of Dutch people actually. And Dutch then evolved into Afrikaans, which became its own language over the years. Okay, moving forward, I'll actually need to scroll down here. I didn't realize my camera was blocking it. Okay, what other apps are we going to be building? I had so many planned, but let's skip forward to games. We are going to be building an arrows game. Now, this is like a puzzle game. We're also going to be building a game called Tic-Tac-Toe. I have a plan to build a bunch of Linux themed games, and one of them to start off with is a game called Tic-Tac-Toe, which is a tic-tac-toe game, but with Linux themed things in it, like the circles and the X's are going to be like Tux characters, and a bunch of other Linux themed games are being planned. And Arrows is a puzzle game. Now, I saw a different game called Arrows, and I want to replicate this game, but make it cross-platform and just better. So the idea is you have a bunch of arrows on the screen, and you basically have to get all the arrows to leave a square box, and you click on different arrows to basically get them to leave the square. Now it's difficult to explain, but that's essentially the idea. And this is going to be a once-off game, obviously. All of the games are going to be once-off payment games, published onto Steam and Google Play Store and all that. Just have a once-off fee for it, and that's it. Okay. What apps are we going to be building as well? I need to quickly think, because I had a few ones planned. Now I don't remember any other. I need to open up my thingies here, but I can't because my KDE Plasma is just broken. I want to say SteamOS is broken, but I don't know if it's the issue of SteamOS or the issue of KDE or just the issue of Linux overall, to be honest. Enio says needs to go to bed, man. I'm 1 hour ahead. I'm getting sleepy. Was nice joining your stream. Will definitely come back. Thank you, Enio. Appreciate you joining the chat and joining the stream, and I'm very keen to see you in the future. Thank you for joining. Cheers, Enio. You're basically an OG now, because you're the first person to chat here in the Vibe Coding stream. So thank you. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. I'm also going to bed pretty soon, because I have to wake up in 4 or 5 hours from now, so I do actually need to go to bed. Let's quickly think here. I think this might be good for now, for day one. This is actually a good start. Cheers, Inyo. What else do we have here? Goals. Okay, so the goals is to get a positive ARR. Currently, we are in the negative already. Get OpenAI, get Claude, and then I think the plan is also to get better internet. Because currently I have like 10 megabit per second, which is not great, to be honest. I'm surprised that the stream is actually going this well so far. Usually I drop internet completely like once every hour or two. So this stream is actually the second stream, because the first one dropped out, and then I'm surprised this one hasn't dropped out yet. But I'm planning to improve the internet tomorrow actually already. But it's not a better internet, so I still have to buy a better internet at some point. So better internet, and then what else is the goals that we have? The first goals. I think we need to get registered in all of the app stores. We still have Apple left. I can't publish apps to Apple currently because I don't have a MacBook. So I think at some point we need to get a Mac to publish onto Apple. So buy MacBook. Unfortunately on Apple, you have to build your apps using Xcode, which you can only run on Apple. I know there are cloud Macs that you can like hire and use, but I think it would be best if we get an actual MacBook for this. So buy a MacBook. I think we'll need to buy an iPhone as well. And unfortunately, I have a Galaxy Fold 3 actually. My wife has the 7. I'm planning to get the 8 when it comes out now. But this one's very broken. Yeah, it's just broken, as you can see. Not in good shape. Okay, going back to ARR and apps. I think this is actually good for the first team, guys. Then tomorrow we'll actually start to build actual applications. We do still have the tools section here. I'm not really using much else besides this. I'll move it into general. Okay, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate the first video. Thank you, Inio, for joining. You're the first person in the chat. And then tomorrow, or later today, because it's already tomorrow, we'll actually start to build real applications. I think we'll start by building and working on the calculator, because this one is very close to actually being finished. And then we can release it onto Steam and everywhere, as well as the Afrikaans one. It's not too far behind as well. Delphi Turtle as well. We'll see tomorrow, I think. Thank you for watching, guys. I will catch you tomorrow. Cheerio! Happy vibe coding! I can't stop the stream because KDE Plasma is broken. If someone from Valve is watching this, or someone from the KDE team, please look into this. Please. I have even opened an issue already for this on GitHub. I will show you SteamOS. It's so irritating, man. This happens multiple times every day. Every single day. I will show you my issue that I reported. I just need to find it. There we go. Here's my issue. There we go. You can see here. I've opened an issue already for it on GitHub. Opening too many apps in desktop mode will cause them to go black. So if someone from Valve or KDE is watching this, please can one of you look into it and fix it. I'm running SteamOS on all of my computers. I have like 10 computers here. All of them crap computers, but they're all running SteamOS. I'm a big fan of SteamOS. My wife's brother is using SteamOS. I have 2 friends using SteamOS. My wife is almost using SteamOS. So I'm a big fan of it. I just need someone to fix it, essentially. Now I can't even stop the stream. Let's see what I can do. I'll need to close a few apps to actually stop the stream. And then I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And we'll start vibe coding and building actual applications. Okay, let's see if I can stop the stream. Looks like I might be able to stop it. Yes.